Hello and welcome to the Mondays call that we do, like a gift call. And we thought let's just kind of have a um, title to it, which is detoxifying your reality. And I wonder, what does detox mean to you guys? What is it? It could be different for different people, right? Because how many of us really want to book a retreat and go somewhere and just cut off from the world that we are in, and we're like, okay, silence. So or just experience the silence, or just go for a healing, whatever healing means to you, like a panch karma or some kind of a retreat. What is it for you? What does actually detox mean to you, if I had to ask a question? And before we started, Barkha said that okay, the word detox kind of pulled her, and so I wrote to her in the chat. I don't know if you guys can read it, like detox. And then again, detox meant different to different people, because Angela said that detox could also mean don't talk much. And for some people, it could be okay, talk it out. So what is it for you?
It is about just getting the toxicity out of my reality.
And what is toxicity? What is getting toxic, that we have labeled it that okay, this is the worst and the ugly side, and we are not in allowance of it? What is that toxicity? What
When
is it?
when I allow myself to be small because I am trying very hard to fit in.
So you are becoming toxic for yourself. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
All right. And where have you learned this personality, or where have you created this personality, or picked it up, and where have you learned it from? That okay, it's okay to make yourself lesser and smaller. Who did you learn it from? When did you learn it from? And I'm not saying that I did not do it all my life, because I didn't even know that I was not supposed to do it. So some people, when they feel small, they start yelling and shouting at other people to control them so that they can show that how powerful they are. And alternatively, there are some people who go into silence and keep taking the beating, because they don't even know that they're making themselves smaller, because they're trying to save somebody else. It's being the unsuccessful savior of humanity. So it's different for different people. As I said, some people talk it out and that's detox for them. Some people who need to just shut down and go silent, and that is detox for them. So what do you love about making yourself smaller and lesser? What do you get? Okay, it would be, if you could just acknowledge it, what is it serving you? Something. You would be getting something out of it. And what is that? And can anyone,
Belongingness.
when you make yourself lesser and fit in, is that
You,
sense of belonging?
yeah, you feel you belong. You don't stand out. So because standing out of being separate is kind of weird, or
Mhm.
that's what we were made to believe.
So
So in
sorry,
my
so sorry to burst your myth, bust your myth, because we as infinite beings don't belong. There
as
is
I
no
said,
belonging.
used
I
to
know.
being the key word, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
still
but
try.
what you're saying makes sense, because we
Yeah.
want hum saath saath hain, that
Uh,
family feeling, that the thing is there, that okay, if we do this, then maybe they'll be happy. But then the only one who's not happy is you. And if you can recognize literally that if you're doing it for your family, you want to see them happy, whether they're happy or not, isn't that your happiness and your joy? Where have you identified yourself that they, as an expectation that they have to return the favor or the stuff that you're doing it for them? So if there is an expectation attached, then it is painful. If there is no expectation, it can't be painful. Because
Kavita, also, this is sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
नहीं, दूसरों को खुश करना हमको अच्छा लग रहा है, तो उनको खुश देख के हमारी खुशी तो मिल रही है ना हमको, तो हमने अपने आप को छोटा का बना लिया. Yes,
क्योंकि वो
Anjali.
We
मेरा
feel big. In fact, we feel so big. Oh, I can make people happy.
Exactly. Not at your cost, by the way, because
Yeah.
उनकी खुशी आपकी खुशी है, तो फिर
Yeah.
लिटरली आपने किया तो अपने लिए है, किसी और के लिए तो किया ही नहीं है ये.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is a secondary pleasure, right? It's not
Exactly.
just because you're making them happy makes you feel happy. So it
Unless
is
you
a
have,
secondary.
sometimes we have an agenda hidden, and that's why we're making them happy, so that in return we may get something, and
Yeah.
वहां disappointment आती है. That's where we kind of make it toxic,
Yes.
because we've not openly declared what our deal and deliver is. Hey, you know what? I'm doing this for you so that I know you're going to do this for me. But they don't even know about that. It's like a relationship going bad. Okay, because you assumed. Yeah,
बट कविता इसमें जरूरी थोड़ी ना किसी ने बोल दिया हाँ मैं कर दूंगा बाद में नहीं करेगा.
exactly. Are you aware कि वो ऐसा है कि वो बोल के नहीं करते हैं? Do you get it? If you know who they are, then expectation रखना ही बेवकूफी है, right? Then the trust is that I know this person is not going to do this, and know that. That's your knowing. And everywhere you're lying to yourself that नहीं मेरे इतने प्यार से शायद वो change हो जाएगा is a lie that you're giving to yourself. So
And
everything that is
mostly in relationships we are living lies, no?
not always. If you
But
have a relationship with yourself which is based on a lie that
yeah,
with
ours
yourself,
are ठीक है,
so
but
that then you will have people showing up exactly that way, that who will bring in more lies into your life. But if you
You
are connecting with yourself and you trust yourself, then you will trust your knowing as well.
you nailed it, Kavita.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. So, and it's not that, oh my God, I couldn't see this earlier and this and that. And what if you didn't have to judge yourself? Yeah, you couldn't see it earlier, and that's okay. And we make it toxic for ourselves in that moment by judging ourselves. What if you didn't have to still judge you? What if you just still have those 5 elements of intimacy: honor, trust, gratitude, vulnerability, and allowance? Yeah, we don't have that allowance for ourselves. That how could I not see it coming, and make it toxic for ourselves? So who is toxic? Are you being toxic to yourself?
there's this addiction also to get that toxic reality in your life. That's a huge.
Absolutely. Because everyone has it. How can you not have it?
Yeah.
Because it's the most understood behavior. Because as a kid, we've seen that anything different makes you little, you go anxious. You don't know what's going to happen because it's not known. It's not a known pattern. So then we keep searching for something that is relatable, which is the toxicity of this reality, because our parents have lived it. Now, if you do not have that, then that's a problem, right? If you have it, then you know that, okay, you belong and you like everyone, and and it's okay to be in that 90% category, rather than the 10% category, which is going to be different, and you're going to have too much more space. Maybe you'll be on your own, and you don't want to be lonely. You would rather have people than to be on your own. So that, and lying to yourself that I need people creates the toxicity. So how do you detoxify your reality? Tell me. If you have identified that, okay, something or someone is toxic, how do you change that? What do you do? Okay, let's talk about nature. If there is something toxic brewing up in nature, how does nature detoxify itself? Or does nature have a point of view, oh my God, this is so ugly, I need to detoxify myself? Is that what nature is going to do? What is it? Anyone can speak up on that. What do
At
you
times,
get?
allowance from the nature, or कभी जैसे volcanoes होते हैं, या we have earthquakes. That's also a form of detoxification from nature.
Yeah,
So
that's all the calamities,
it can
right?
be subtle way, or it can be something which is like जो पूरा हिला देता है सबको. So it can
But
be any.
typically, does nature have a point of view about toxic or non-toxic stuff? No, right? We do. And then we start avoiding people. And what if you realize that people you're avoiding, suppose, one or two people who really create toxicity in your world, and you're like, God, I don't want to be with them. Now, those kind of people, you will find in many, many, many others. So literally, you've created a wall, not only for those people, you've created a wall for everyone. And then it's still not going because you still feel that you're going to be attacked by that toxicity, and it can come from anywhere. So you need to hide yourself furthermore. And then you don't want to be seen. And then you keep peeling the onion layers, and more and more and more and more. And then you get tired I've been doing this for so long, I don't want to do it anymore. How long do I have to do it? But the point is, 3.96 trillion years that we've been coming onto this, into this universe, that we've been alive or living. And every lifetime we've been there, done that. So what if we did not have to judge anything and judge the toxicity that we've experienced, or the toxicity that we know that we are creating with ourselves? So how would you detoxify yourself? Okay, nature we spoke about. We're nature too. Tell me.
We go for retreats, we go for holidays, we go for spas. Like that's one way that I know of detoxification. Or access, maybe go to some classes.
Yeah, that's also, you're venting it out, right? Whatever you've hidden, kept within, you don't even know that you've kept within, you kind of come out with that. So yeah, we're coming up with this. Yeah, that's, so basically this is also an invitation for a lot of people that we're doing this retreat kind of a thing in Delhi. Angela, would you want to talk about it?
Yes. So
And we're too excited about it, so we thought let's just talk about that as
Yeah.
well.
So our beautiful Kavita Kapoor Khalsa is coming to Gurgaon, actually, not Delhi. It's like
Not Delhi.
ANC. And we are
I'm so used to calling it Delhi. I still don't think that it's an extension. It is NCR. Okay.
so it's like Delhi.
Yeah.
Or because of the convenience, we can call it Gurgaon also. So people who are from Gurgaon, they would love to hear that we are having a retreat. It's a foundation retreat, 3.5 days retreat, starting from 5th of August to 8th of August. Like it's like 5th, we'll be starting during the day.
Yeah. And why we call it a retreat? Because we're not going back. We're just staying there. And when we're staying there, we're going to continue doing the processes and stuff, and of course venting out, and whatever can change, whatever there is that you would like to change would be in that space. Normally what happens is we attend a class and we go home. But when we don't, you know that your energies are all there. So yeah, that is what we call doing it with a
Very
difference.
Wow.
Yeah, like soaking in the energy of foundation for
Yeah.
3.5 days.
And
Continuous.
not just padhai. No, we're going to have a lot of fun as well. Just party and stuff and all that is also there. It's a part of that. And that was just the announcement. Coming back to detox. Yes. So how do you detox yourself? What other ways have you identified that, okay, you could or you would like to detox? Tell me, what is it that you do? Anyone?
So, yeah, Kavita. So, one is this whole judgment around what we call is toxic and non-toxic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one. And I was just writing a message, and then I realized that even something which we consider good, but too much of it can also create toxicity for us.
So
It
true.
creates an
Like
imbalance.
if you like sweets and then too much of it becomes toxic,
Yeah.
and in
Yeah.
fact that creates diabetes or whatever. Well,
Yes.
it's not never with food, but yeah, too much sweetness is also not okay.
Too much of
That's what
love is
came
also
to me.
toxic.
Yeah. So,
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah, it
Who
can
said that?
create an
Too much of love is
imbalance.
also. Yep,
I
Yeah.
said
So,
too much of love is also toxic.
true. And no love is also toxic. So everything that we've kind of identified that, okay, this, like especially okay, where is it that we are creating toxicity mostly? What I get is relationships.
Yeah.
Could be bodies. Where else?
Bodies. Big. It eventually comes to bodies.
It does. There is no
Yeah.
doubt. It does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's going on with your relationships then? Do you have a relationship with yourself first? Are you nurturing it? Are you living it? Are you pampering it? What is it that you're doing with your own self? Do you have time to even look at it? Suppose
Yes.
you bring a plant at home. Now, are you looking at how it is being nurtured, given whatever it requires, everything
Yes.
equally, or then it dies? If you have a pet coming in at home, what do you get?
Care.
So it's very easy
TLC.
to do it for other people, but to do it for yourself and look at yourself and nurture yourself, is that where you are stuck, or are you kind of doing it?
Doing it. Started doing it after coming in.
Yeah, started
Really.
doing it. That I agree. Before this, we were not even doing it for ourselves.
Because we were
We
never
were,
conditioned. We were always conditioned being the fifth element, doing for others, doing for others. And now
yes.
doing for others, hold on. It's me,
So
I have
now,
to do for myself.
but even after, while you're practicing access, what happens is that when you start doing it for yourself, people will turn around and become toxic towards you. That you only think
Yeah.
about you don't care
Yes.
for them because you stopped
Yes.
caring for them because you were earlier caring for them, or you were doing exactly what they wanted you to do. Now you've stopped doing it. So that's why people say that, okay, access is not good because it ruins families and relationships. Isn't that a lie?
It's
ये
totally.
एक्सेप्ट वो करेंगे या नहीं करेंगे, हम जरूर एनिमी बन जाते
हाँ,
हैं। ये वैसी नहीं रही,
क्या नहीं रही?
वैसी नहीं रही है, बदल गई है।
हाँ, exactly. So they don't want you changing. As simple as that.
हाँ,
Because you
निम्मी बदल गई
changing,
है.
हाँ,
कविता निम्मी
हाँ,
बदल गई है.
मेरी बातों से ही बदल जाएगी वो, बस मैं उसको फोन पे ही सिखा दूंगी सारी चीजें. So my point is, Nimmi is there, who is who
Too good.
we're not willing to change so much that people don't recognize us. And so have you made it a slow way of changing and detoxifying your reality?
Yes. Yes. Slow way, definitely.
Because if you change too fast, you wouldn't know what's going on, and people wouldn't know what's going on.
People wouldn't know. That's right. They wouldn't be able to take it.
Yeah. So for example, even if you know that you can make $1 million right away, you wouldn't, because you will now stop it from coming that fast or that quickly. You'll say,
No.
"Ki nahi, in phases, it is okay." Yeah, that's what we do with money also. If you have all in one go, you will not know how to handle it.
फिर हम
That's right.
बोलेंगे कहाँ रखेंगे, कैसे होगा, कोई ले तो
That
नहीं जाएगा, हमें मार तो नहीं देगा।
nahi,
All of
IT
that
raid
stuff.
ho jayegi, whatever, because we
हाँ,
have too many points of view about how money should come to you. तो वो भी हम रोक लेते हैं. So everywhere you like creating your own barricades in receiving what you could receive, that creates your reality, not a very happy one, but a toxic one with yourself and your connection with things and people. Will you let that go now?
Yes.
Yes. That's there. So what about toxicity? Which city are you in that is making you so toxic? And we've created a
Toxicity.
city out of it. Yeah,
Toxicity.
toxicity. So is
If-
it? I knew Delhi is okay. Oh my God, pollution too much, or the air is bad and everything. That's what people say, right? Delhi is a toxic city.
वो खाली बोलते हैं लेकिन करते कुछ नहीं है और उसी में जी रहे हैं मजे से।
And people don't have a point of view about it. सही बात है.
हाँ,
पर अब वही है,
बोलेंगे,
अगर
हाँ,
point of view
बोलेंगे,
होगा,
यहाँ से सिगरेट भी फुकार लेंगे,
so अगर
और भी
point of view
धुआं कर
होगा,
सकते हैं तो कर लेंगे।
yeah. If you have a point of view, then you will create it your reality. अगर point of view नहीं है, तो वो toxic air भी आपको कोई affect नहीं करेगा. There are people who are very sensitive and they keep falling sick. And there are some people who are sensitive yet they don't fall sick. Deepika is saying being critical and focusing on the lack. How cute, na? पता होके भी हम वो चीज पे focus कर रहे हैं. So what are you truly critical of, Deepika? The lack in you or the lack in people that you perceive? Is it their critical being that you have picked up, that you focus on your lack?
Not
Or
only
you
on my lack, I always see what's lacking in the other person. अरे ये सही नहीं
exactly.
है, ऐसे नहीं
Yeah.
बोलते हैं, ऐसे नहीं करते हैं. Yeah, overall in the sector where I am, I always look at what is not going well or what's not right.
What is your sector?
The not-for-profit sector.
Oh, non-profit. Okay. Yeah, but what's not working is where we kind of start looking at things. And when we were growing up, and when you got 47 out of 50, what you didn't get was those 3 extra numbers, and the parents would say, "ये 3 क्यों नहीं आए?" But जो 47 आए, उसको हम नहीं देखते हैं, right? I mean,
I
that's
know,
how at least my
Kavita, I don't
parents
know where
reacted.
I've picked up from. My parents had no expectations of me. I mean, दोनों की तस्वीरें मेरे सामने हैं. They had zero expectations of me. So I don't know where have I picked up being so critical. And now also when I write my reflections, I always see that there was such a good time and everything was so good, but why am I not picking up on that? And why do I look at what was not good? Or I always pick up stuff which will create a lot of debate.
So, okay, what do you love about debate? What is fun in that? There must be something thrilling, exciting,
First
adrenaline rush.
response comes to me is to be seen.
But then, yes. So now, if you can acknowledge, हर कोई hero नहीं बन के आ सकता है picture पे, तो it's okay to become anti-hero or a villain also, right? So if you have to be seen, not just by being full, but by being completely empty or half empty, would that not be a great idea? So where have you identified that it's a wrong or a bad thing? If you stop judging that, oh, I'm so bad at I only look at the lack and kami pe meri focus जाती है, could you not make it your strength? Because you could be a quality inspector, or like क्या सही नहीं है, या एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाके ये बताना कि आप ये ठीक कर सकते हैं, because your entire focus is on that. But what if it's not wrong?
Yeah, I never saw it from that lens.
Exactly. So everywhere what you think is wrong could actually be the strength that you have, and we've not really been acknowledging that. The day you acknowledge it, things will start shifting. It's going to be so much ease that this is my strength, that's my kami bata pa rahe, because a lot of people can't even see ki galat kya ho raha hai. Not from a space of wrongness, but from a space of, okay, what is not working, can I work on that?
It takes a toll on my relationships with colleagues, with supervisors. That is
And
what
so
it is.
like, how does it take to, are they jealous of you, are they irritated, are they frustrated that you can see what they can't see? What is it?
They're frustrated that I see all of that, and possibly they don't
Yeah,
want to
but
acknowledge.
precisely because you see what they can't see, and so you are intimidating them. And
But
can
then
you
if I
still
need to grow, I also need to collaborate with power, right? And with that kind of
do you
toxicity about
do
people
you
in
really
power,
need to collaborate with power, or you need to collaborate with your own power? And you're not making people wrong, you're just presenting what there is.
it hasn't worked up until now. Every time
Okay,
I'm on top,
so
I do something and I'm out.
okay, so what is not working still?
I mean, my latest reflection is that I don't collaborate with people in power.
And truth, do you really need to collaborate?
I will be very happy to figure out another way of doing it.
Yeah. So everything is about us. I mean, yeah, that's what Angela is saying. Everything is about us. So what if it was not about people that you're making it to be? What is it that when you are at the top and then you want to give it up?
Yeah, I would like to get in touch with that.
What's stopping you? What is it that you're not willing to be or refusing to be, that if you choose to be would change everything for you?
मुझे बहुत काम नहीं करना है.
That, okay. So अच्छा ये झगड़े झुगड़े करके, let's get out of it, dude. I know these people are so toxic. It doesn't ever work. Yeah, so you have a story to tell yourself that it didn't work because of this, and we have all the excuses.
I mean, मैं बहुत काम करती हूँ, पर फिर भी जितना दूसरे कर रहे हैं, शायद उतना नहीं करना है मुझे.
What if नहीं करने की जरूरत है? When I was becoming a CF and I thought I used to look at all the other CFs, I was like, oh my God, इतना काम तो मुझे नहीं करना है और मैं नहीं कर रही हूँ. Fact of the matter is, can I not do more? Answer is yes. Would I like to do that? Answer is no. When would I like to do it? Sometime when I think I would, when I would get that energy that yes, I have to do this. What I have to do, I do it. So where is
But
it
then
that
what if I have very high expectations of me?
so can you pot and pock all those expectations of you? And whose expectations are you trying to fulfill that are not even yours?
Yeah. And that
Because
is what
see,
creates toxicity
every
as well.
day, exactly. So every day, if you can let go of expectations, projections, rejections, separations, and judgments that you have of you, or you have of your business, you have of anything, that can change everything for you. And that can lighten up your world. And and see, when you, जब हम expectation में फंसते हैं ना, तो हमें सिर्फ वही दिख रहा होता है. अगर हम उसको छोड़ देते तो हमें कुछ भी मिल सकता है, क्योंकि अब हमारी expectation नहीं है. राइट? अगर मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि अंजला मेरे को एक बहुत अच्छा खाना बना के खिलाएगी और उसने वो दिन पे नहीं खिलाया, तो मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशन टू डिसअपॉइंटमेंट में बदली. एग्जाम्पल. लेकिन मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशन ही नहीं है कुछ भी, एंड आई एम लाइक आई जस्ट वांट टू हैंग आउट विद अंजला, एंड उस दौरान उसने खाना भी बना के खिला दिया, बोला कि आप यहीं रुक जाओ. ओ माय गॉड, यू गेट द डिफरेंस. आई एम नाउ नॉट कमिंग टू अ कंक्लूजन और जजमेंट ऑफ एनीथिंग. क्या मिला क्या नहीं मिला, और उम्मीद के भी परे मिला, क्योंकि सोचा तो था ही नहीं ना. So your expectation, you have a few that you have to constantly keep, spanking yourself. आपको किसी की जरूरत नहीं है आपको खुद मार करने खाने के लिए. आप you're your tough task teacher that you become to yourself.
And what do you do the vision of life that one has created?
Whose vision is that, by the way? Because जो हमने देखा है वही तो हम देखने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. जो देखा ही नहीं है उसको कैसे देखोगे? वो तो सिर्फ सवालों में आएगा ना.
You
एक
explain that.
अवेयरनेस. Angela, would you like to explain what I just said?
Yeah.
जो देखा है वही तो देख सकते हैं, जो देखा ही नहीं है उसका विजन कहाँ से लाएंगे?
जो known ही नहीं है आपको, because see, known is comfort zone for us ना. We don't even want to know what is there beyond. तो उसको नहीं, तो आपकी तो ना फाउंडेशन हिलाने की जरूरत है, कंफर्ट फाउंडेशन.
हाँ, वो बात भी सही है. दूसरी बात है, मैं अगर आपको यूनिवर्स बातें करते रहूं और आपने कभी फोटो तक तो देखनी है, तो दिमाग में फिट ही नहीं हो रहा कि यूनिवर्स बहुत बड़ा होता है. अच्छा, कितना होगा, इतना होगा, इतना होगा, पता ही नहीं बड़े का क्या स्पेस है. राइट? सो जो चीज देखी नहीं है उसकी इमेज कैसे बना लोगे? और जो देखा है आसपास में उसी की विजन तो आप लेके आ रहे हो, बोल रहे हो ये चाहिए अब मुझे. ठीक है रे? What if you could just allow your vision also to keep changing and ever expanding? And what
Wow.
else could you add to that? Because एक टारगेट, ये बस इतना सा ही, बस इतना सा तो मांग रहे. एक बड़े समंदर के पास जाके बोल रहे चम्मच में पानी दे दो, इतना काफी है.
ये करते करते ही वो एक्सपेक्टेशन बड़ी होती चली गई है. Somewhere I think
एक्सपेक्टेशन
it's
नहीं. So
inflated.
what if you could allow your vision to expand and have no expectation of that vision, how it shows up? Problem is that you're wanting it how it shows up. मेरे को कोई logically define करके दे दे, बस फिर sorted है.
Kavita, in this case, can we use some numbers for her? Can she use some numbers over here? Like,
A lot. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. She can change her track के कहीं पे वो इधर उधर उल्टा पुल्टा हो रहा है कि ओके कौन से ट्रैक में जाना है. मे बी एक ही ट्रैक में जा रहे हो, आप वहीं पे घिसने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. चेंजिंग ट्रैक्स 13 पे. Could be any number which could be like, what magic can you receive? But the point is, if you have a point of view about how magic has to show up, then वो tragic भी हो सकता है. So don't then you will put your logic to it that magic didn't work. No, that doesn't work. So you can just allow yourself to play with all that is available. Numbers तो definitely work very well.
So,
Because
Kavita, 13 is for changing track, no?
हाँ, 13 is for changing track. इनफैक्ट 12 इज सच अ नंबर की जो आपको अगर आपका पास्ट ही एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है तो आपका फ्यूचर भी तो कितना डिफरेंट हो सकता है. तो आपका तो लिटरली हम अपनी लाइफ बना रहे होते बेस्ड ऑन द पास्ट दैट वी हैड. तो व्हाट इफ गाड़ी हम तो आगे देख के चला रहे हैं, पीछे देख के चला रहे हैं अपनी. अगर
Check
आगे ही
out the
बढ़ना है
videos.
तो हाँ.
Sorry, there's a lag I think on my side.
या सो हमें आगे देख के अगर गाड़ी चलाना है तो हम पीछे क्यों देख रहे हैं? ये किया था ना इसलिए अब ये नहीं हो रहा है. ओके, पता चल गया, अभी छोड़ दो. इट कैन बी दैट सिंपल. बट
तो कविता
हमसे
करा मैंने लास्ट 6 months में, एंड मैंने ऐसा रायता फैलाया कि मैं बता नहीं सकती हूँ. एनीवेज,
ओके, रायता टेस्टी था नहीं था? कैन यू मेक अ बेटर
नहीं
रायता
अच्छा
नाउ?
नहीं था जी.
Can you make a better raita? I'm simply saying that, okay, can you congratulate yourself on being such a grand and glorious creator of raita, which did not taste that good? And rather than judging yourself, because when you can create magnificent stuff, you can also create crappy stuff, but you realize this crappy stuff is not really working. Okay, what's underneath that is hidden. Are you hiding the magnificence underneath that? And if you could allow yourself to receive from your own self, what would that look like? सबको रायता नहीं पसंद आता. I do get it. Like some people could be dairy intolerant also, so it's okay.
So that's what created toxicity for me in terms of screwing up my relationships with a bunch of folks in my office.
And
Uh,
what if that was your way of getting out of that place? Because हमें ना रिश्ते तोड़ के निकलने में थोड़ा आसानी रहता है कि तुमने ये किया इसीलिए अब मैं ये कर रही हूँ. Because वो कोई और तरीका शायद हमें नहीं पता होता है उस मोमेंट में. And what if could you acknowledge that that was the only way that you could get away from that? Otherwise, इतनी attachment हो जाती है कि हम छोड़ भी नहीं पाते कुछ चीजों को, और कुछ ऊपर उठने के लिए ये चीजें करनी पड़ती है. And that was probably nahi padti nahi hai. It was your way of doing it, or being in that space. What if it's not wrong? The problem
I
comes when you
realized
start
that.
judging yourself. Deepika, if you stop judging yourself, then there is no toxicity, right? Then you're just being.
Isn't toxicity also a point of view?
It is. That's why I asked, what are you feeling that there is toxicity, or what is toxic to you? Judgment, it makes it more toxic, right? एक है कि गार्बेज बिन पड़ा हुआ है और एक तरफ फूलों का ढेर पड़ा हुआ है. If you're constantly focusing on the garbage bin, obviously उसमें बदबू ही आएगी. And what if you had no point of view about बदबू? नहीं तो ये garbage picker जो लोग हैं उनको तो, जो पैथोलॉजी लैब में सिर्फ 40 टेस्ट कर रहे होते हैं या सुसु टेस्ट कर रहे होते हैं, वो वहीं बैठ के खाना खा रहे होते हैं. कैन वी इवन इमेजिन कि हम वहां पे बैठ के खाना खा रहे हैं? वो उनके लिए टॉक्सिक नहीं है, हमारे लिए. ओ गॉड, दैट्स सो शिटी मैन. या इट इज, दे डीलिंग विद शिट एवरी डे. And not even yours. I mean, not even theirs. Other people's shit. And they have no point of view about it. Hello. So, what are we talking about? Whose shit? Your own shit. And you have a problem with that? Raita phila diya. Cool. Can you acknowledge how cool I am? मैं फैला सकती हूँ. And have no point of view about it. Because constantly you're going to be thinking about it, and then now it becomes toxic, right?
Yeah, it's also
So
a pattern, and therefore there is a lot of judgment that.
yeah, because when Barkha said that, Barkha also said about, oh no, that was you being critical and focusing on the lack. Yeah. For Barkha, what did you mention about the toxic thing? That what is it that is toxic?
Trying to be small to fit into.
Okay. Trying to be small, yeah. So when you is that the same thing for you, Deepika, that when you focus on the lack, then you start feeling small about you and try to fit in or stand
Yeah,
out?
I want to fit in because
No, there is
I
no
mean,
because. You want to fit in. We all want to fit in somewhere because we don't want to be on our
yeah,
own. Yeah.
yeah, and people who fit in, I have found them being recognized and appreciated far more
Oh, so you want to do
publicly.
this for appreciation. So can you appreciate yourself for not fitting in because you don't fit in and you can never fit in, and you're not wrong. Because you actually, everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. यही तो मैंने बोला है. मैं समझाने की कोशिश अपने तरीके से करी थी, but everything is the opposite. So you literally want to stand out. And fitting in and standing out is not your way. Can you stick to your way rather than making it about other people, how they do it? So definitely, kind of fitting in with everyone, and they get what they get and you don't. If Mahatma
Yeah,
Gandhi that way would have done that, he could have fitted in with everyone and done what everyone was doing. He just stuck to his own way. What if your way is not the wrong way? And everywhere you see every other person doing it the way they do it and you don't do it, where is it that you made yourself
it
wrong
hasn't
for
yet
that?
brought me any glory or fame or any kind of pearls of wisdom as such.
Precisely, because you have a point of view about it. It's not about others, it's about you. Because you've been judging you being critical about yourself, of the ways that you be. You are critical of you. So when you pardon pock your point of view about it, it can change totally. Rather, I think you should do a right recovery for you, because that's about your addiction to berating yourself and begrudging your life and what all you have. Yeah, yes, Angela. Detoxification of reality can be creating a reality of your own, not fitting in. Absolutely. And you have a point of view because you are creating your own reality which does not have these people. And so you have to judge yourself that ये गलत हो गया. मेरे को लोग भी चाहिए और मेरा तरीका भी चाहिए. What if it didn't have to be that?
What if simple coming out of your own judgment can create a new reality? And
So
detoxify
true.
is putting you down.
Yeah. And when we go to ask, I mean, when I ask Barkha, small means what? Can anyone make you small? And
Only we
small,
ourselves.
yeah,
Only
but
we
small भी
ourselves
किसके
can do it.
context में? मतलब अगर चूहा है और हाथी है, do you have a parameter कि किसके सामने small बना लिया? You know, and there are people who try to project that they're larger than life. They project only. So are you projecting that you're small? What if that's not true?
I think in my case, I bought the other person's projection. Now that you've pointed out, I realize.
Yeah. Yeah, because what if they know that you're so powerful that तुमको छोटा नहीं बनाया तो वो बहुत छोटे दिखेंगे, या वो already छोटा महसूस कर रहे हैं शायद तुम्हारे साथ, इसलिए you picked it up and you thought that, oh, this is about you, it's not about them. Everything that is.
I read somewhere, can I, if it is contributory? There, I
Please,
read,
please contribute because I have to open the doorbell. You contribute right
Yeah.
now.
so I read somewhere that there is no superiority complex. It is all inferiority complex. When you are feeling so inferior in front of others, that's how you project that you are larger than life, so that other person starts feeling smaller in front of you. So it is their complex. And like we talk about in Access, that we pick up on other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and we ourselves start feeling small.
True that. Well said. Yes. And what if you didn't have to live in all these complexes? I know that you're probably living in a society where there are complexes and you've become complex now. How can fault that? No one or nothing can make you be that or do that. You're so perceptive, and especially Barkha, I know you, you're so intuitive, so perceptive that you've already picked it up. It was there in their head, and that was theirs, and you picked it up and you made it yours. So where have you started resonating on that frequency, that when people start feeling low or less about themselves, and you're like, there, I'll pick that up, and then picking it up, being a psychic SpongeBob. Return it to sender. Thank you so much. You know you're not. And you're not lesser than, you can never be. And I have gone through these feelings myself even before I got into Access. And while I was in Access, I was like, oh shit, you know, everyone's so good and I'm not. And then the language. Because there was a time when English was also a pain. I couldn't even do the entire thing in English. And I was good at English. And I always thought that I'm not so good at English. My dad was double MA in English, and he would always keep correcting me. So I always thought that I'm not that great. Okay. So in my upbringing, that was it. I'm not too good, and I would never be. I would never be good enough. So when you live with that kind of a reality, you're like, okay, then everyone's just better than me. And thanks to Access, it gave me tools that what personality is surfacing right now. Who am I being here? My dad always made my mom feel smaller and lesser. Always, you know. So did I align and agree or resist or react to her? Yes, I did. And I picked it up and I became that. And I was like, okay, could I be something different now if I were truly choosing to be who I am today? Wherever I picked up those emotions. And was my father complete? No answer. He wasn't. He wasn't, because you make other people feel lesser because you already know you're lesser. Then you label it as, oh, how narcissistic and how abusive and all that. Interesting, isn't it? These are all labels. Can we go beyond those labels? Even if we know that they are abusive, even if we know that they are toxic, even if we know they could be damaging, but nobody can damage us if we don't let them. And at the same time, we don't have to judge them. You don't like hanging out with them? Cool. You should know that, rather than telling them, I am not hanging out because you're this. No, no, no. That's called a judgment. That is a judgment. I'm not there because I choose not to be there. I had horrible parents. No, I didn't. I mean, in general, I'm saying that if you have had partners or, parents, okay, cool. What can I still receive from them? All this toxic garbage waste that creates methane gas. And I'm sure that methane gas is being used somewhere on the planet.
Yeah. Science fair,
So-
where we used to make projects for, that you call it gobar gas and biogas.
गोबर gas, yeah. And I'm like, okay, इसका भी काम हो सकता है. किसी ने तो सोचा होगा ना कि इससे भी तो कुछ मिल सकता है. तो वो टॉक्सिसिटी को हम डिटॉक्सिफाई करना चाहते हैं, और जो हमको एक्चुअली ऊर्जा मिल रही है, यू गेटिंग समथिंग आउट ऑफ इट व्हिच यू डोंट वांट, कंप्लीटली वांट टू डिसरिगार्ड कि नहीं, इससे कुछ भी नहीं मिल रहा है मुझे.
ये तो सिर्फ
Can we
गोबर है.
please?
ये तो
हाँ,
सिर्फ
गोबर.
गोबर.
But what if gobar is also
Manure.
गोबर? Yeah, it is manure. Amazon पे बिकता है, सूखे उपले मिलते हैं भाई. मतलब
Right.
लोगों ने
also-
उसका बिजनेस बना लिया है.
एंड
बिल्कुल.
ऑल्सो मीथेन गैस बनने लगी थी, गोबर गैस, जब प्रोजेक्ट्स बच्चे स्कूल में लेते थे, तो इट वाज लाइक रिप्लेसमेंट फॉर दिस रियलिटी में जो हम एलपीजी यूज करते हैं. सो व्हाट
Right.
इफ यू guys can use your toxicity to convert
To your
to
advantage.
transmute
Yeah.
your
What fun. And you're missing out the fun because you have a judgment of what is toxic. अगर उस toxicity को judge नहीं करेंगे तो उसमें से क्या receive कर सकते हैं? You can ask that as a question. What could I receive from this? कईयों की बहुत बहुत hard hitting, harsh judgments होती है ना, वो ली नहीं जाती है, तो वो toxic लगने लगते हैं लोग. But point is, उसमें से आप क्या receive कर सकते हो कि you can actually use it to your advantage. For example, आपको कोई पैसे, मतलब, you want to just prove it to people that you're not a gold digger, huh? And what if you could just receive that judgment and say, I wasn't up until now. अब तूने बता दिया, yes, I can do that, and become one, because they're judging you for that, and why don't you give them what they're judging you for?
So enjoy
हम
the
क्या करते हैं?
judgment.
हम resist करना शुरू कर देते हैं और
No,
prove
no,
करना
no,
शुरू
no,
कर
no,
देते हैं,
no.
defend करते हैं कि no, I am not. We're trying to prove them what we are not. But if they've already judged you for that, can you use it to your advantage?
Yes.
For that.
Yes.
So, would you like to detox your reality and travel to Gurgaon, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th? We have a retreat, foundation retreat, Access Foundation, and it's a new foundation because it's got a lot of new topics like moral, fantasia. You talk about personality. It has got a lot of stuff. And of course, Big Five and few more body processes. It's amazing this time. It's fun to facilitate actually this particular manual. If you'd like to upgrade yourself and know more, or create it in your city also, more than happy to do that.
yeah.
So
And
thank you for being on this call.
Kavita, what I'm excited about is that retreat.
Just stay.
Yeah, going to stay there for 4 days technically.
और मैं तुमको total fry कर दूंगी. You will become Kavita's fried chicken, KFC's, what fun. And if you don't have chicken, don't worry, we'll find C से हम कुछ और बना देंगे आपका. I mean, that's up to you. जो भी सोच सकते हो. You're
Vegan
creative enough.
chicken, vegan chicken.
Vegan chicken. Okay. Cool. Chicken. हाँ, chicken भी तो veg ही खाता है ना. Actually तो कोई problem होनी नहीं चाहिए. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much for your question. Thank you,
Lovely.
Barka and Deepika. You lovely questions you had, and lovely point of view you have about toxic environment and people. So good. I am so happy to have heard from you.
Thank you, Kavita, for your generous, really contributive. This call was very contributive, really.
It was so much fun. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for being on this
Thank
call.
you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
Kavita.
Thank you.
And
See
I
you next
love
Monday. See
I
you
love
next
that
Monday.
point by Angela about superior complex. That
Yeah.
really hit home. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Really.
Bye. See you
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.